The gift of hindsight is a beautiful thing. It allows us to recontextualize our past and apply it to our future. For example, had I known what a Minecraft movie would be shooting for in terms of how it presents itself, when that first trailer came out, yeah, I probably wouldn't have made this video the way I did.
La 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 lava, chicken, flipping Steve, I am Steve. That's my review of the Minecraft movie. What the fuck did I just spend my money on?
Now, does that mean I disagree with my original points? That the movie isn't staying true to Minecraft, shouldn't have human characters, looks odd, and doesn't feel like a video game movie? No, in a vacuum I still agree with it. The truth is simply that I picked a movie to review that is nigh impossible to review. Because seriously, what in the world am I supposed to say here?
Chicken Jockey! Yeah!
Spoilers ahead for the whole movie, since first I'm just going over the super basic plot, then I'm recounting what I believe to be the movie's biggest failings and its biggest triumphs, and finally comparing my original video and seeing what I got right and wrong. So firstly, that plot. I mean, how do you build a plot around plotless source material? You don't.
I think the movie can be best summarized by just saying that it exists. It's barely even a movie. It's more like just watching people film stuff.
Basically, Steve is a human that yearns for the mines. He enters Minecraft and builds a bunch of stuff and then gets captured by piglins. Okay, immediately, the moment they begin introducing plot elements that are even like slightly complex, things start falling apart. Because, okay, listen to this. Steve enters the Nether and then loses this portal thing that he needs to navigate to the real world. And then the evil piglins steal it from him, and then they capture him. And then he frees himself and gives the orb to his dog to take back to the real world. Then he's captured again. So like, the first capture wasn't necessary at all, right?
You're all dungeon, buddy!
The movie does this a couple of times where it introduces a plot element that barely services the story even a little. It only detracts. It feels totally unnecessary. Our characters live in a small real-world town when they discover this orb and enter Minecraft. The orb is destroyed as they survive the night fighting zombies and creepers before they're saved by Steve, who guides them towards the Woodland Mansion. Because the mansion has the only piece that they can use to replace the orb thing that they broke, whatever. Along the way, this pink gamer guy played by Mr. Momoa wants money because he's broke, and Steve diverts the group slightly to get him some of this money because he promises to give him the orb. This is another one of those plot elements that barely affects the story. So they go to a village and then they're attacked. And to escape, Steve and this pink gamer guy get like really intimate. This is not a small joke. Multiple times they get weirdly intimate with each other. I don't even know what the movie was going for here. It's really sexual. After that, they go into a mountain to make it to the mansion, and the lie reveal happens where Pink Gamer Guy confesses that he diverts the group to get a little bit of money. Then they escape after blowing up some creepers and stopping a big piglin. They go to the mansion, get the orb, fight an enderman and a chicken jockey in a scene that without fail has resulted in every single theater I've ever seen footage of yelling as it happens like it's Avengers Endgame. Then, I kind of forget what happens next. I don't remember how we get to the final set piece. I think the piglins somehow enter the overworld and secure the orb once again. So the heroes get an army and fight them. I don't remember. So they get the orb back, defeating the piglins and securing the orb to save the world once and for all. All the humans, Steve included, return to the real world and the movie ends. So like, okay, couple problems already. There's an entire intro sequence narrated by Steve that is totally unnecessary to the film and only bogs them down in terms of pacing and runtime. It's like another point against this movie going all the way with humor. They gotta make this film more generalized for audiences, so there's this narrated intro. That's what it feels like to me. Steve as a character doesn't really like have a character arc. He kind of goes back to the real world, but that decision feels slightly confusing because he doesn't really have a strong motivation to go back to the real world. What the movie says is that he wants to bring creativity to our world. But that, like, kind of even that idea of that happening happens right before he goes into the portal, so it feels a little out of nowhere. The quest for the orb piece to get them home is also not very well integrated with the villains, I feel like. Like, if they were maybe both after the same artifact at the same time, maybe they were both going to the Woodland Mansion, I feel like I'd like that a little more. Overall, we're looking at a plot here with like zero complexity that accidentally boggles itself down because it adds super cliche movie motivations that just don't add to the plot. They just have to add them because, I guess. I don't know. This adding stuff just because mentality becomes super obvious with the few but really awkward emotional moments in the movie. Okay, so Steve and his dog reunite at the end, that's fine. Henry's sister, I can't remember her name, but thinking Henry's gonna fall and die, that's totally cool. But then there's a scene where Henry gets mad at Pink Gamer Guy because he was greedy when being diverted barely added to the plot and barely interfered with anything, and it was only mentioned in an offhanded comment once, maybe twice, just because kind of, I guess the movie wanted like a midpoint that was like, you lied to me, Steve? Or not Steve, I don't know, it sucked. That part was really weird and totally forced. As I mentioned, this happens a couple times, but the moment the movie starts trying to like cash in character moments, it just makes you realize that the movie has put absolutely zero work into actually establishing motivations and character traits beyond maybe Henry having some. Despite being a pretty simple guy with like no chicken jockey lines, ends up actually being my second favorite character. He's pretty chill. When they put out that turn off your brain trailer, I got really concerned. But I think I know what they meant by that now. Because yes, if you have to turn your brain off, whatever you're making isn't high art. I honestly think that kids deserve a better Minecraft movie. I don't think this movie holds up to many standards at all. It's not super funny, it doesn't make sense, and I'm mentioning these plot holes for like a super simple story. I don't think it's really great in these departments. The big issue comes from wanting it both ways. They want you to turn your brain off, and then they also want it to be a regular movie. A Minecraft movie's biggest problem is that it just isn't committing one way or another. Absurdist humor is not easy, guys. If you don't go all in, you're basically a talking mime. This movie is sometimes really funny. A human woman dates a villager for like no reason. Conceptually very funny in my opinion. I don't know why. Steve flies through the air and does like he catches a frisbee in his mouth, like what? And when they fight piglins and zombies, they just ragdoll them all over the place. It's funny. But other times, this movie falls short, like big time. The pacing is really quick, but being in the real world slows you down like crazy. It just feels very back and forth. They shoot for these emotional moments they just haven't earned. They reuse jokes that are really uninteresting with very little to shake them up each time. Even that villager dating subplot that I mentioned I enjoyed does not go all the way. They get like 2 scenes that play very similarly in a restaurant, and then that's it. They're taking up time without adding enough to justify themselves. Make her sensually feed him food and have him just like, back at her or something. Like, have them pass a bookstore and he changes jobs, and have her be like, oh my god, a man with a job. Like my ex-husband has a shitty job or something. Like, I don't know, go for it, just go all the way. So is this movie good? Like, probably not. But it does do a couple things right. Henry isn't the only thing I liked about the movie. While I do think the animation and like real actor hybrid is super jarring at times, certain mobs actually look like really good. Chickens, zombies, Endermen, all of the piglins, especially Iron Golems, these guys all look for the most part really great. That final battle between the 2 armies works because you can actually just sort of turn off your brain and watch this dumbassery take place, and it doesn't look super gross or weird most of the time. My favorite character is a piglin general named Chungus, I'm not joking, and he rocks.
Well, that's a bummer.
His cadence and speech patterns are very out of left field, and I found him charming in a way that I didn't most any other character. The main villain is also pretty great, just servicing their role, but good. But let's be honest, the best part about this movie has absolutely nothing to do with anything the movie did.
That fucking burger.
What is it? What is it?
It's a fucking grimace egg.
It's a grimace egg?
The Morbius marketing team must be looking at Minecraft movie right now and going, what did we do wrong? Because the internet almost treated these 2 movies identically, and they could not have had more polar opposite responses.
I don't even know what I want. It's not a movie. It's so much better than that. I was wrong. Chicken.
The internet did this movie so nicely, it's not even funny. Because yeah, all those moments that I've been seeing online that are making fun of the movie are now so stuck out to me that that's the only reason I went to see the movie. I was laughing when Steve said, Ender Pearl. And that is not a funny moment. There's no reason to be laughing at that in the movie's context. And yeah, that means the movie technically earned absolutely none of those funny moments, but I'll give it partial credit. So, with all of that being said, do I rescind what I said in my previous video Or have I fallen victim to the 10 out of 10 masterpiece that is the soon-to-be Oscar-sweeping, Minecrillion-buck-earning, building block juggernaut that is a Minecraft movie? I'm a bit harsh in my original video.
The Minecraft movie is ashamed to be both an animated movie and a video game movie.
But I feel justifiably burnt out with movies feeling like a bunch of cash grabs, sequel, prequel, cinematic universe, low bar garbage nowadays. Obviously, there are some seriously beautiful movies coming out. Even heavily marketed good movies are coming out right now. But with how big certain companies are making movies right now, it's really hard not to feel apathetic when another remake or movie version of something boring, whatever film shows up. Now, is this movie like that? Yeah. Yeah. I guess my biggest point against it initially was that the movie felt like it wasn't trying to be a Minecraft movie by treating the source material disingenuously and with a seemingly disinterested aura. And that main point still sort of rings true. But the reason it doesn't bother me that much is because honestly, nothing in this movie is taken seriously. Like even a little. It's sort of hard to be mad at this movie for not staying true to the source material when, and I basically said this in my old video, there was no story to stay true to. Doing your own thing is just fine. I just wish they did their own thing a little better. Oh, also, I called that post-credit scene. I knew it was gonna be Alex. I knew
Alex,
it.
by the way.
Alex. Overall, a Minecraft movie shocked me, primarily in how bizarre it got.
I'm gonna squeeze for your safety. I understand. Wow.
I'm not a review channel, and I am just a single guy with my own opinion, so please take that into consideration here, but I actually didn't hate it. And even if it's really weird, and maybe not very good, with a half-baked script and an almost cosmic obsession with just having Jack Black say stuff in a funny voice, this is like a 4 out of 10, or like a negative 15 out of 10. I'm not even sure what that means. At this point, do I even know what I'm saying? No, not really. Is this a real review? No, not really. Is this video worthless? No. No, there's like a 50-50 chance it isn't. I did try. So why did I make this? I was not about to pass up these views again. Come on, man, what? I'm the cash grab, baby. It was me all along. Lava, chicken. Steve's lava chicken, yeah. Oh, come on, Gabriel. Steve's lava chicken, yeah, it's tasty as hell.